What was you gonna say? Like you said something in the group about IAMDDB. What was that about, by the way?
You are such a... You know what it's about, so I don't know how
I genuinely don't.
Oh,
do you know what? Do you know why I don't?
Because hell, you can't have this whole conversation about how honest I am with DJing and then have your hand over your mouth like them footballers who don't want to say something. Talking about,
all I know is that people were putting us in the tweet with her. That's all I...
So look, she's had a rant on Twitter.
I didn't see the rant. All I saw was is that she...
All right, I will say it, Chucky, since you don't want to say it.
I don't know, you know. I genuinely don't even know.
All right, Chucky. She's had a rant on Twitter and she's referenced New Gen.
Did she?
It happens to be a... Chucky...
I didn't know! I swear my life!
She's referenced New Gen. No, it's alright, it doesn't matter. She's referenced New Gen, which is a group of individuals, I'd imagine, who have been created by Caroline and were released through Excel.
So was she talking about them specifically, or was she just talking about
100%, she said New Gen. And then obviously Bonkers got involved, which was surprising to me, but then in the same breath, not surprising after the conversation we had here on the podcast some time ago. And some other guy got involved, Javon as well, and then there was various, and then loads of people were saying Caroline's name and all of this, and and she was, I had a conversation with her. She wasn't best pleased about everything, but it's very difficult for me to.
What was some of the stuff that she was saying though? Like, what was her?
It's not necessarily anything in one particular. I just feel like.
What was her point then?
How do I say this? How
just
do I
be honest, it's not your opinion.
It's not about me not being honest. I'll always be honest. It's just about how do I make sure this is understood in the best possible way. So for me,
misrepresenting.
For me, what Caroline went through, anybody within our industry would potentially have a problem with it and be really, really upset. So I understand why she's upset, because people are showing a public display of not hatred but animosity towards her. So she's got to be upset, and her brand. IAMDDB is talking about independency and not having to be signed and people trying to fuck you over and all of this, and then she's referencing New Gen, and then Bonkers is saying New Gen finessed him or whatever was being said. There's a lot of things being said.
So Bonkers jumped in
off the back of what IAMDDB saying.
So she wasn't. I thought you were saying that Bonkers. I thought you was alluding to the fact that Bonkers was going at IAMDDB. Because
let me go clear again. Let me just make it clear. IAMDDB was on Twitter ranting about all the things that myself, you, and Jammer were speaking about the other day. Okay. She then referenced New Gen. She was then backed up by referencing New Gen by Bonkers and another artist that was on the New Gen project from previously as well.
Javon.
Javon. Yeah. And I said to you, obviously, the Bonkers thing surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
So it surprises me that he's come publicly with it, but it doesn't surprise me that he has a problem with that situation. I understand why Caroline's fully upset. It's her brand, it's her name, and all of these other things, but... in the biggest, I don't really know the details of it. I don't really know what was said. I don't really know how anyone was finessed. So it's kind of difficult for me to say who's right or wrong. All I will say is, when I look at the situation, IAMDDB has the right to say whatever the fuck she wants, like anybody else.
Yeah, of course.
And I will tell this to Bonkers very comfortably. If I've got a problem with you, Chucky, believe me, I don't need someone to come and scream about it before I scream about it. If I'm going to scream about it, I'm going to scream about it. I don't need someone to come, especially
I'm not going to lie. If... say someone had a problem with me and then you jumped in and then highlighted this problem with me, I'm going to be extra angry with you.
And do you know why you would be? Because, first of all, Bonkers and Caroline and New Gen have had a relationship in some capacity. In what capacity, we only know from surface value that there was something going on in some capacity. So, for me, I've learned, and Bonkers is entitled to make a mistake. I've made this mistake plenty of times on Twitter. But now I know from the position I'm in right now that if I got a problem with someone that I had a relationship in some capacity, which was quite strong before with, because you're not going to see me cuss you on Twitter. I might pick up the phone and grill you, but I'm not going to show that public sign of disrespect, because now I realise that makes me look like a dickhead, because once upon a time me and you were cuddled up on Instagram, me and you were cool on Instagram, me and you were cool on Twitter, cool on YouTube. Now we're not cool. I'm just going to show the world that we're not cool. I'd rather be not cool and no one knows. So when people talk to me, we might have a conversation about it.
Exactly.
But I don't need to jump on Twitter with it.
I was just about to say, just off the back of what you were saying as well, is that like, for me, these conversations are always tricky. Like when I see these things on Twitter, because the reason why I find them tricky when I'm looking at them, like on social media and that, is I know, for me, and I understand that the world is made up of different colours and everyone deals with things very differently, and I'm not perfect. But if I have a relationship with someone to some capacity, I'm not doing nothing on Twitter. Like, I will ring you up. I'm either going to ring you up and we're going to have this conversation, or like you said, I'm just not going to say nothing. But if you ask me my opinion, then I'm going to say. I'm not going to go on. for me, I don't understand that. Because I think if you have a you're more than listen. It's up to you. If you want to go online and say whatever it is you want to say, you can do that. And I get, if IAMDDB has got her issues with whoever she's got her issues with, cool. People go online every day and express their feelings and their issues and their anger or their happiness and their love or whatever it is for things that they see. But I just always feel that with everything, not even just this, but with everything, when you have a relationship with someone to some capacity, I just feel like this could easily just be handled over the phone or as a text, or even it could come to surface a bit more maybe when you're in your art.
Possibly, I think that's sometimes the best place to put it, because the situation as it stands, like, for example, Caroline, everyone knows, that's my mate. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it or say any other way. That's my brethren, innit? So I don't like that she's upset. She's been upset with me in the past of the things I've said here, and she just doesn't, and she didn't talk to me for a long period of time. And everyone else knew she wasn't talking to me, and I didn't know. And that was something I didn't like.
But she didn't go on Twitter and say...
She didn't, but...
I don't love Poet.
No, she didn't do any of that. But she may have done, but I wouldn't have known. True. But one thing I can tell you is that I've had to find out from everybody else that she wasn't talking to me. So I've said to her after all of that, when we were cool again, I said to her, look, Caroline, look, the way of dealing with situations in life is, boom, what's the problem? If there is no problem, then it's their issue. Don't take it on board and be upset. That's how I am. And I can see why she's upset. But for example, this is why it doesn't make sense to me from the position I'm in right now, maybe an educated position. IAMDDB is a controversial character. That's not a secret. That's not something nobody doesn't know.
She's kind of nice, by the way, actually. She's
a great person.
I wasn't talking about personality.
I know you weren't.
But I'm sure she is a nice person too. But I'm just saying she does look kind of vibey still.
But is she controversial?
Yes.
Is she outspoken?
Yes.
Were you surprised by the comment she made, really?
I didn't even see it until you've told me, genuinely. All right, cool. But I'm not surprised.
But are you surprised?
No.
So now I question why Caroline's surprised. She's in the same environment as us, like, she's gone at so much people. Why are you surprised?
I don't want to speak for her, but it may, like, and you spoke to her, but isn't it maybe a little bit to do more with the fact that it's not DDB, but it's the other two?
No, she was upset. I think she was upset and probably surprised by IAMDDB because she's thinking to herself, I haven't done anything to her, but look what's happening. And I'm just like, I reckon but that's just the way IAMDDB is. You know, like Azealia Banks, if she goes at you, you're not gonna be upset. It's like that's the character that they are.
But also, to be honest with you too, like when you are a brand, or you have a brand, or you have some type of business or whatever, you're just gonna get some people who just don't like what you're doing. There are people already that have come and spoke out about our podcast or about or about people are always going to have an opinion. So I can't be mad at everyone who doesn't love what I'm doing.
For me, for Caroline, this is all I will say about Caroline. Again, fantastic person, and I don't want to see her upset. But if you're not prepared to take some of the slack you might get by standing in front of the camera, then don't stand in front of the camera. You can't do it. You can't pick and choose when you want to. Like, you can't stand in front of the camera and only want to feel the glory. That's just not how it goes. And I'm not saying it's right what's happening to her. It's not. But you need to have thicker skin. She knows that. I've told her, you need to develop thicker skin. You can't be upset that everyone's upset that. Because there are going to be some people that look at that situation and take it for a joke because IAMDDB is very outspoken. Not to say she hasn't got some serious things to say. Of course she has, but she's so shouty sometimes. It's just going to be like IAMDDB shouting again.
Well, she's not the first outspoken person.
She's not at all.
And this is not going to be the first person who's going to have something to say about a corporation or a business or
the point I was going to make though is that some people will find that humorous, and I get why they'll find it humorous. And the energy I got from Caroline is that she's not just upset with some of the people but she's upset with everyone that's associated with it. And I'm just like, Caroline, trust me, none of this shit is that serious. Like, let's just be real. Dele Alli had his willy out a month ago. Now no one cares. So I say all of that to say this. I just think that situation there, from everybody involved, could have been handled so much better. Everyone is so angry, and essentially, I don't know why they're all angry, but it doesn't seem like it's any situations that can't be resolved.
Listen,
it's not nothing
I
deep,
can't ever
bruv.
tell anyone how they should and shouldn't feel. But
if
you're asking me my opinion, which you're not asking me my opinion, I'm just giving it to you
Can I ask
anyway.
you your opinion, please?
I just don't see what the big deal is.
Neither do. This is what I was trying to say. Like, to me, you know, like, there is so much big shit happening in life. If I was part of something, like, for example, when certain people say things about me, which is mad frequent, if I know everything I've done's come from a good place and I haven't intended to upset anybody and they're upset, I'll reach out to them, have a conversation. If they don't want to talk, I don't care.
Yeah, straight.
I've got two fucking mouths to feed. I've got Zion and Khalifa, cuz. Like, this one situation is not more important than that. at all. So it's all about perspective. Like, I don't give a shit about if someone dislikes me strongly. Blood, you're entitled to. I wish you the best of luck in life, but these things shouldn't consume you. Like, it's just a shit. Who cares?
Hey, because I got something else to bring up. Who's out there?
Next session.
Tell him to come in. Before we leave, what are you saying? What Dave sending couple shots or that?
I don't know if Dave sent for us.
He didn't send. I don't think he sent.
It was just a reference.
It was a reference.
Take
it was
a
play on words.
This is because it's a love thing. You can take it as a.
No, I'm just gonna say this.
I think
I'm not saying he sent for us. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying anything.
But now he's about to say something that alludes to the fact that he feels that.
No, I'm saying I'm giving it like I'm just sitting on the fence here, getting some wire in my bum. He maybe he said, you know, the Dave Poet thing, cool. Yeah. But if we're taking a look at the things that was said amongst it, then potentially there's some of the energy led to that one line.
Yeah.
You know, listen, Dave's a borrower.
Yeah.
No line gets wasted.
Of course not.
So I can't confirm this because I haven't had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
But when you say a couple of things that you say about people saying this and so on and so forth, it's not impossible that it could be about me and you. Yeah. And then use the Poet Chucky reference. Yeah. It's not an impossibility. Yeah. So
I love Dave. As a human being, I love Dave, and I've to some degree expressed it to him personally, but not fully. Yeah. But to some degree, we've had conversations or whatever. But yeah, like obviously because he addressed the tweet situation or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
We had a conversation about that. So I think at some point in somewhere in there, you know what I mean, it was fresh when he went in the booth.
Of course.
But you know what? That's cool. I'm all right with that.
I prefer that though. That's like,
do you know what it is? Yeah,
I rate that.
Yeah, because it's feelings, innit? Like you feel some type of way, go in the bar and don't waste the line.
Oh, Dave don't waste lines.
Yeah, don't waste the line. Good. Say it and just say it how it is or whatever, and just, you know what I mean. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Listen, I've listened to. I know rappers. I've listened to rappers. I've seen rappers that waste lines. Dave ain't one of them.
Yeah.
But I won't confirm about anything.
He'll have to come. Dave has to come up here. Yeah, let him come. He'll come up here at some point, and like I'm sure he'll say it with his chest. I'm sure Dave will come here. Dave will come here and he will sit down on the sofa and he will say, you know what? Nah, it was just a play on words. Or he'll say, you know what? Nah, like I felt a little bit of a way about, so I just had to just, you know what I mean?
And I rate that.
I'm good with it. Like do that. Pull it in the art. So when you go through some shit, pull it in the art and let's speak about it afterwards. I'm happy with that.
And all I will say, because there's some guys that like Soul Solitary and there's quite a few of them. All I'm going to say, is Kaz on some real life shit.
You see Harvey there?
Yeah, for real. Some real life stuff. And I think I speak for Chucky on this as well. Like, I understand some people are deeply offended by some of the things we may say on the podcast, and you may be offended by some of the things we say today. If you're not prepared to reach out to me, if you know me, and talk to me about it, I mean this so much. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Don't see me and not talk to me and move funny. Cause if you got a problem, say it, bruv. I'm so tired of this whole, this person's not real, that person's not real, and then like no one's telling me anything. Everyone's just pretending that everything's alright, but when they see me, it's all bollocks, fam. There's so much fucking shit happening in life. I'll go as far as saying this. I 100% agree with you. I will just say this. I love the scene. I love music. I love discussion, and I love being a part of it too. And I feel that when I put all of those things together, having conversations about it is something that everybody does. Everyone does. We're not new to doing that. We're just doing it in front of people. And we put, you don't need to put everything on the line, you know, Chucks.
Yeah, because it doesn't, I know, whatever I say, even if I turn around and I tell you, bro, I thought I didn't like IAMDDB. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like her. At the beginning, I didn't like her, bro.
She's sick. Do you like her now?
Yeah, I saw her at Conjuring, and I thought, you know what? I still don't like that Shade record, to be fair.
Shade is fucking hard. Do you like Conjuring?
I don't like it. But I heard some other tunes, and I'm like, yeah. The other tunes I heard was
Leaned Out.
I don't know the names of them too much, but those ones, cold. But the Shade thing, and this is the thing.
Shout out Sleazy as well.
It's not coming from a bad place. I'm not sitting there thinking,
of course
that's not about me attacking her. I just didn't like the record. But
do you know what I started doing?
Can she tell her to come here?